$70,000 a year. That is more than most households in this country earn, and yet the person making that salary often has less than $1,000 saved, a car payment eating $400 a month, and a mortgage that would collapse the moment one paycheck disappears. That is not a spending problem, that is a system problem, and you are living inside it. Here's what nobody explains. Income and wealth are not the same thing. You can earn wealth for a decade and end up with nothing to show for it. Every raise you have gotten has probably been absorbed before you even noticed it was there. A nicer apartment, a newer car, a subscription you forgot you signed up for. And the gap between what you earn and what you actually own keeps quietly widening. By the end of this video, you will have a 5-step framework to audit your finances. Identify exactly where your money is disappearing and take your first real step toward building actual wealth this month. Step 1. Understand the difference between income and wealth. Income is what comes in. Wealth is what stays. Those are two completely different things, and the middle-class trap is built on confusing them. Here is the math. Person A earns $70,000 a year for 10 years. They get small raises, upgrade their car twice, move into a nicer place, and keep lifestyle costs in line with their income. After 10 years, they have a decent-looking life, but their net worth, that is the total of what they own minus what they owe, is close to zero. Maybe they have $20,000 in a retirement account they barely touched. Person B earns $55,000 a year over the same 10 years. But instead of expanding their lifestyle with every raise, they put $400 a month into a low-cost index fund, which is a fund that tracks the entire stock market. So your money grows alongside it and keep their fixed expenses flat. After 10 years, at 7% average annual return, that $400 a month has grown to roughly $69,000. Their income was lower, their wealth is real. The number on your paycheck is not your financial position. Your net worth is, and most middle-class earners have never actually calculated theirs. Your action for step 1, write down everything you own, your savings, any investments, the current value of your car, and anything else of value. Then write down everything you owe, your mortgage or rent arrears, car loan, credit card balances, student loans. Subtract the second list from the first. That number is your actual financial position. If it is lower than you expected, good. Now you know what you are working with. Step 2. Name the lifestyle inflation happening in your life right now. Lifestyle inflation is when your spending rises to match your income, and it is almost invisible while it is happening. You get a raise, you move somewhere slightly nicer. You think, I deserve it, I earned it. And that is true, but 6 months later, that raise is entirely absorbed, and you're still at the end of the month with nothing left over. The upgrade did not build anything, it just reset your baseline. Here is a concrete example. Imagine you were earning $45,000 a year, and your rent was $900 a month. You get promoted, now earning $60,000, you move into an apartment at $1,300 a month. Your grocery standard goes up, you buy a better phone when your contract renews, you start ordering delivery more because you feel like you can afford it now. None of these are large decisions individually. Together, they erase the raise entirely. The dangerous part is that lifestyle inflation feels like progress. It looks like success to everyone around you, but your net worth did not move. Your action for step 2. Pull up your last 3 months of bank and card statements. Look at your recurring costs, rent, subscriptions, car payment, insurance, and ask yourself which of these went up in the last 2 years. For each one that did, write down the old number and the new number. The difference is lifestyle inflation made visible. Step 3. Find your invisible fees. This is where the money quietly bleeds out. Not in the big obvious places, in the small recurring ones you stop thinking about. There are 3 categories to check. First, subscriptions you are not actively using. Streaming services, app subscriptions, gym memberships, software trials that converted to paid plans. The average household carries more than $200 a month in recurring subscriptions, and a significant portion are barely touched. $200 a month is $2,400 a year. That is real money. Second, Car depreciation. If you're driving a finance car, you are paying interest on an asset that is losing value every single month. A new car loses roughly 20% of its value in the first year alone. You are paying a car payment, and the thing you're paying for is worth less than when you started. This is one of the most normalized wealth traps in existence. Third, convenience spending disguised as small decisions. Coffee runs, delivery fees, last minute purchases, extended warranties you never use. These are not moral failures, they are just untracked. And untracked spending has a way of adding up to numbers that would surprise you. Your action for step 3: set a 10-minute timer. Go through your last bank and card statement line by line. Flag every recurring charge you did not consciously decide to keep this month. Cancel or downgrade at least 2. That is your audit done. Step 4. Understand the difference between status spending and asset acquisition. This is the psychological core of the trap status. Spending is money that goes toward looking financially secure. A car that impresses people, an apartment in the right neighborhood, clothes that signal success. None of these are bad in isolation, but when they replace asset building, they are the mechanism of the trap. Asset acquisition is the opposite. It is putting money into things that hold or grow in value over time. A high-yield savings account, which is a savings account that pays you meaningfully more interest than a standard bank account. Often 4 to 5% annually is an asset. An index fund is an asset. A rental property is an asset. These things build net worth while you're not watching. If you are spending $200 a month on a car upgrade you do not strictly need, and redirecting even $100 of that into an index fund, you're doing something structurally different with your money. If this is already shifting how you see your finances, the subscribe button is right there. This is what we do at The Vault every week. Real frameworks, real numbers, no noise. Step 5. Run the 5-step escape plan starting today. Everything above was diagnosis. First, calculate your real net worth using the formula from step 1. Write it down, date it. Second, run your 30-day expense audit. Go through one full month of statements and flag every recurring cost you did not actively choose to keep. Do not skip this step. This is where most of the invisible money lives. Third, cut or downgrade one lifestyle inflation item this week. Not everything. One thing, make it something that went up in the last 2 years and does not need to be where it is. Even saving $50 a month compounds into $600 a year. Fourth, automate one asset building action. Set up a recurring transfer to a high-yield savings account or brokerage account, which is just an account that lets you invest in index funds. Even $50 a month is a start. The automation matters more than the amount because it removes the decision from your monthly routine. Fifth, set a 90-day net worth checkpoint. Put a date in your calendar, 90 days from today. On that date, you will recalculate your net worth using the same formula. You are looking for movement, not perfection. These 5 steps will not fix everything in a month, but they will get you off the treadmill. Here is the thing, most beginners never hear about this trap. The middle-class lifestyle is not just expensive, it is specifically designed to feel like progress. The car payment, the mortgage, the lifestyle upgrades, these are not random. They are the natural outcome of a financial system that profits from you staying close to your income ceiling. When you borrow to buy a car, someone earns interest. When you carry a credit card balance, month to month, someone earns a high annual percentage rate. That is the true yearly cost of borrowing on that card, often between 19 and 29%. When you upgrade your apartment each time, your income grows, your landlord benefits, and your savings do not. This is not a conspiracy. It is just how the default path is structured. The default path keeps your spending at income level. Wealth is built by people who chose a different path, usually by making that choice deliberately, rather than accidentally. The uncomfortable truth is that most people who escape the middle-class trap do not earn dramatically more. They just stop letting their spending track their income. That is it. The gap between income and expenses is where wealth is built. Widening that gap even slightly, even slowly, is entire game. If you are starting from zero right now, here is what your first move looks like. Not a budget spreadsheet, not a debt payoff plan. Those come second. The first move is clarity. Calculate your net worth today. Run your 10-minute expense audit and find one thing to redirect. If you can free up $100 a month and put it into a high-yield savings account earning 4.5%, you will have roughly $1,250 after 1 year. Not enough to retire on, but enough to stop being one paycheck away from crisis, and that changes how everything else feels. You do not need to earn more to start. You need to stop letting your current income disappear on the default path. Here is the one thing worth repeating to someone else. A good income and actual wealth are not the same thing, and confusing them is the trap. Your next step is the net worth calculation. Do it today, not this week. Write down what you own, write down what you owe, and see the real number. Everything else builds from there. If you want to go deeper on how to actually build that number, specifically how to start investing with a small amount and make compounding work in your favor, that video is up next.